This is why we say that the patriarchy harms men too.
And this is why guys like me say modern feminism is really just man-hating and absolving women of personal responsibility for their own toxic behavior. There is no patriarchy in the United States. A patriarchy is a system, society, or government in which women are excluded from participating in. Nearly half of all elected officials, federal, state, and local in the U.S. are women. So there's clearly nothing preventing women from getting involved in politics or participating in the government. Legally speaking, if you're registered to vote, you can go attend Metro Council meetings and legislative hearings at your state and local levels. If there's a bill you endorse or oppose, you can legally get on the podium without ever being elected to argue in favor or against it. If we were a patriarchy, women would not be allowed to do any of this whatsoever. Your idea of patriarchy doesn't have a definitive definition. It's whatever you need it to be to fit your argument at the time. To you, patriarchy is nothing more than a convenient scapegoat that you project blame on, especially to absolve women of personal and individual responsibility for their own behavior and how it affects others. A prime example of this is how guys like me will frequently bring up the fact that 80% of women, 4 out of 5 women, still hold men to traditional gender roles while simultaneously actively refusing to be traditional themselves. The first thing most women like you do when you are presented with this kind of information is say, oh, well, that's the patriarchy. No, it isn't. Nothing is forcing y'all to hold these standards. Y'all are choosing to hold these standards on your own. We cannot force you to stop holding these standards. You have to choose to take on the responsibility of providing 50-50 in a relationship. And in your own video, you're trying to blame patriarchy for men not wanting to go to therapy. No, men don't go to therapy because we don't feel validated when we go to therapy. And this is largely because 80% of therapists are, wait for it, women. Women who are completely apathetic to what it's like to be a man. I am tired of women coming on this app and assuming that men don't go to therapy because of other men and because of stigma. That tells me you don't even talk to men about why they don't go to therapy. You're making assumptions based around what you already believe. And most of your information you're getting to support your claim is not coming from men, it's coming from other women. When you actually take the time to ask men why they don't go to therapy, they will tell you, therapists don't seem to care about me. Therapists seem to be ignoring me. Therapists told me that my girlfriend cheated on me because I wasn't doing enough. Oh, then there are the guys who will tell you that they don't go to therapy or seek mental health care at all because their abusive mom used to weaponize the mental health industry against them. My mom used to force me to go to therapy, and the therapist never listened to me when I tried to call her out for her abusive behavior. I don't go to psychiatrists because I was force-fed Adderall and lithium my entire childhood. Seriously, if you honestly believe that men don't seek mental health care because of patriarchy or toxic masculinity, it's because you never asked men for their side of the story.